Hi, little sloths. Oh. I know you want some money. You just want to go head first into that, don't you? You just want to dive in and dance in your food and rub-a-dub-dub and swim all around in it. You know, Kiwi, come onto the shoulder. Kiwi, the cockatool, Orland's mother's cockatool, she loves to like swim in her food. She's that privileged, you know? We put the bowl of seeds. Oh, ouch, your nails are long. And I swear to goodness, Kiwi. Oh, she just dives right in and swims. She loves to bathe in her food. And that's how rich, oh, I am rich, baby. I am rich. I can swim in my food. So that's what you want to do, just like Kiwi, don't you? Well, anyways, you guys, hello. Welcome to my live eating show. Eat with me, watch me eat, cook with me. We are doing mukbang right now. And I am doing this here. It's already been made downstairs and it's very oily. And I'll show you the wrapper, which we have over here. Oh, no. Okay, this is the brand of pasta and it's called Doria Spaghetti Sabor Ranchero. Are you okay?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to be quiet.
Oh. Do you need help? You know what? I am gonna check on him just to be sure, because he's the type of person that will be like, oh yeah, I'm fine, and his hand's chopped off. In all seriousness, he's all right. He was trying to be sneaky. Didn't want to interrupt the mukbang. Ow, your nails, your nails, your nails. And accidents happen. He went kaboom da boom. So anyway, this is called, con nutrients oxidatis. So this is with antioxidants and nutrients. So this is basically, I think it's like tomato flavored, vegetable flavored spaghetti. It is so, well, it says ranch. It tastes just like ranch dressing. So this is the spaghetti, the pasta. And I'm gonna set that down over there. So that is the energy. That's what gives me the calories. Now I have to show you my nutrients. Here I have broccoli, carrot, and cauliflower shredded up into fine little pieces. Oops. Here I have red or purple red onion, either or. I think it's just purple onion. And here I have, which I don't like, but they say they're good for you, mushrooms. That's what Orland's mom used to say, because she can't say mushroom, you know, in English. So one time she was trying to tell me something. She's like, oh, did you see the mushrooms? And she's like, mushu. I'm like, mushu? What's a mushu? So that's like a long-lasting joke inside the family. Here we have beans, soybean sprouts, and chopped up red bell pepper. There we are. So these are the ingredients that we have. This, and this. So this is like an Asian dish, kind of, you know. The soybean sprouts are definitely Asian-ish. But you guys, I am gonna load it up with different dressings. We have teriyaki, we have soy sauce, we have ketchup and mustard, we have, I use this all the time. That is for cooking, that is garlic sauce. And here's the skillet, so let's begin. The first step is to turn on. Here we are. All right, we are cooking. Step 2, get some oil. And we are going to put a little bit on because we are frying the veg. This is fried. So we just need some oil. Step number 3. Oh, I forgot the brush. You know what? I've done this before. All you have to do is kind of just move it around like this. And it kind of spreads it. I do have a, Noodle. Oh, I forgot he was here. So Noodle, I don't want him to be jumping into this hot iron cast skillet like an, okay, everything is okay. So first we're gonna do the onions. Okay, we have, ouch. No, not this again. We fry the onions. Oh, you know who has the best fried onions? Five Guys French fries and burgers. Their fried onions are so good. They're like caramelized. So sweet and yummy. Oh, they are so good. So get these veggies nice and done. This is on 200 degrees Fahrenheit. If I do more, it's gonna pop up in my face a lot. So, I hope all of you have something really good to eat with me. Let's move this a little forward. There we go. You know, the smell of onion, it's so nice. So we're not exactly caramelizing it. How do you caramelize? I think it's just frying over and over until it gets sugary, right? Or you add sugar, something. Okay, so let's scoot these down. These are kind of good. Now we're gonna do the mushrooms. Oh, look, it's dancing. Video. I used to do Irish step dancing. I still know some steps, so comment down below if you'd ever like to see me do the Irish jig before a mukbang. Definitely not after, I'll be a little too full for that. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh. You know, one of my favorite parts about doing Irish step dancing was they had weekly practice. You would go to the dance studio, you'd bring your heels, your little shoes, and you would dance for an hour. And then afterwards, you know, it'd be nighttime, but it is food time. So I would love to pull in a Taco Bell, or, I lived in Pennsylvania for a while, so I liked Turkey Hill, and I would get their subs, with extra cheese and mayonnaise. Oh, it was so good. Wow, see, it calmed down already. All right, so I guess they're done. Now we're gonna have our vegetables. Broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. See, it's coming. This is like my microphone. It comes up and down in levels. Please comment down below and let me about that Rode mic situation. You know, if I get a mic to improve the audio, how does it sync to the camera? Do I have to manually put it under the file? Like, I need to know. Because I tried Googling that stuff and I didn't find any information. It smells peanutty. Oh, it's the mushrooms. You know, they're little mushrooms. It's like, well, it is a fungus. It's like rotten. Smells like peanuts. Okay, how am I gonna flip these? Do I need water? I don't have water. I have oil. Now, I know I should probably do some water, but what am I supposed to do? Okay. Oh, off they go. So I'm gonna do the sprouts last because I don't want them like black. So the sprouts, you know, I'll try some. They say sprouts are among the healthiest foods on earth. More than vegetables. Concentrated minerals. And vitamins. So maybe a handful of sprouts a day and you will survive cancer. No, don't quote me on that, please. Please don't, no. But you know, when you learn something about something healthy, it's like, okay, I'll do a little bit here and there. Prevent from bad things happening. Maybe I should turn this up, yeah. This is not, see, it died down again. I need water, I forgot the water. This is cringe fest. This is so cringy. You guys, you're probably cringing going, you don't know how to cook. Now I'm gonna start mixing them all together like this. Now technically, this is like stir fry. Can you see me? This is like stir fry, and you're supposed to use a bowl like this so that you can actually stir it around, the veggies don't go flying everywhere. But this is what I have, so you have to make do with what you have in life. Oh. This is like very bright. Okay. So this is actually my second mukbang of the day. Yesterday's mukbang was actually 4 hours ago from right now. I'm doing 2 today. Because tomorrow I'm going to be very busy and I won't be able to do a mukbang. Oh. Hey boy, And I say, what a wonderful world, eh, eh, eh. And I say, it's a beautiful world, eh, eh, eh. And I say, boom, 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 a beautiful world, eh, eh, eh. I made that up. So, you know, I have my violin now, and if I play for you guys, I'm just gonna have to make stuff up. Because one time I played Ave Maria in a vlog, old vlog. I don't even know if it's still. I've deleted so many of my old videos. Well, I played Ave Maria on the violin, and YouTube was like, you can't do this. And man, that's a very like old song. Like, who copyrighted that from the 1700s? You know, that tune was back around from Schubert. So if I get flagged for that, wow, it's steaming in here. Then wow, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to play for you guys. I'm gonna have to make stuff up or play 30 seconds of this song, 30 seconds of that song. It's a shame, but I can make stuff up as well. I was in a rock band, believe it or not, when I was living in DC. And it was kind of run by this producer. This guy had a lot of money, but he did good things with this money. He gave back to the community, and he invested in the arts. And he enjoyed music himself. He was the bass player. And he was the former president of AOL, or vice president of AOL. So he was very well off. What does that have to do anything? It doesn't. Well, kind of. Well, no, not really. So anyways, I was playing a show called Spring Awakening when it came to Washington, D.C. I was the solo violinist at the Keegan Theater. It was one of the first local theaters to do it, besides the Broadway one. And it was, such a great experience. One of the best shows I've ever played. The story's nice. Look at this, it's shrunken and very oily. And anyways, he sat in the audience, this producer guy, the bass player, the vice president of the AOL. And somehow or another, I forget how exactly, I was introduced to him, probably through my friend Denise. And he was like, hey, would you like to play violin for this show I'm producing in New York? And I was like, yes, for the New York Musical Theater Festival. And then he asked me to join his band. And so I'm bringing this up because I said I might have to improvise on my violin. Well, I didn't have any notes to look at when I played in the rock band. I was all improvised. I just played what I felt. I played off my intuition. I kind of went with the rhythm. You know, I did melody. I sprinkle here and there. It's hard. It's actually really hard. But they liked it. I liked it. And I think it turned out to be pretty fun. And we would go to all these bars. We don't like this little tour where we went from this bar to this bar and this venue, and not like a tour, you know, just, you know, bands, just local bands doing the jam night. So that was the sprouts. Let's do this right now. You know what, I'm gonna add the sprouts when I do the noodles, which it's time for right now. So, how am I gonna do this? Oh, those were such fun times, though. Okay, this is not. I wish this was not hot. I could just grab it with my hands and. You know, these are pretty cumbersome. I stopped eating with them. Thank you for the comments saying, okay, clearly your mouth is not that big. Yeah, you talk a lot, but it's not that big. So I have a fork over here that I'm gonna use. But those were fun times playing in that band. They were fun times. Oh, I can tell you some stories about this band. See, I was like, what am I going to talk about today? You know, because I already did Mukbang today. I was like, and, you know, this is great because I was saying to myself, what am I going to talk about today? And I usually never know. I kind of just come into this and I'm like, I'm just going to speak off my mind, speak off my head. But since I already did a Mukbang today, it's like, how much is left inside me? Well, it's amazing. I amaze myself that I can just, what do you think about her? Miles J. You know that beep named Gail Trees? Yeah, girl, I know that beep named Gail Trees. Well, you know what she did? No girl, what she do? Miles J. He still makes videos, doesn't he? So I'm just talking to myself like he did. Okay, this is... Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just messy. All right, so this goes... So step 1 is done. Now, plug it back in. Okay, and now we take our pasta, and we're just gonna do a little bit at a time because there's not much room here, is there? You know what, I should... No, I have a bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna actually put this over here. Oh, these are oily. So I use my fingers just because I can. All right, so step 3, add the noodles. Step 3.5, add some veggies. Just a little bit, Scoop this over here. Now pick out one of your favorite sauces. Oh, I grabbed soy. Oh, this is very Asian-y. Yeah. Ching, oh, ching. Soy sauce. I love that sound. Okay. Okay, so now all you have to do, boo, is stir it around. Very easy. And hopefully, if this works out as planned, the dark noodles, these noodles will absorb the soy sauce because you're cooking it into it. Because when you cook, water leaves. That's what all this is. The water's coming out and it's leaving what's left. So just keep stirring this around. Now there's many different ways to make stir fry. You know what this is? This is lo mein. Vegetable lo mein. I love Chinese lo mein. Oh, and now we add our sprouts. Now this might not be like exactly Chinese lo mein, but it's close enough, I think. So I'm gonna save a few little strands over here for Mr. Noodle. There we go. I mean, he has a small stomach, but he will eat a lot. Lo mein. Oh. I love lo mein. And the mushrooms make it perfect. What kind of mushrooms do they use in China? You know what? When I went to the US just last week, I should have done Chinese takeout. I loved Chinese food. The Chinese people know how to eat well. If you're Chinese, comment down below and say, how do you say hi in Chinese? Konnichiwa. No, that's Japanese. I'm sorry, I don't know. But say hello. Say hi. Say hello to the Chinese people. They have great taste of food. Lo mein was good. Egg drop soup. You know, the little croutons, the little things you put in, they're like crunchy crackers. You put them into the egg drop soup. The fortune cookies. Oh, wow. I'm thinking of downtown New York City and Chinatown, walking down the streets. And when I lived there, I was not eating this kind of stuff. But I remember walking past all the stores of the Chinese stuff. And it was tempting. I was like, doesn't that sound nice? Doesn't that smell good? But I never ate it. Okay, so this part is done. Now we add it to our mixing bowl. This is what I'm gonna eat out of. This is just steel, aluminum, one of the two. Steel, I think. And I'm just gonna, move this out the way. And I'm just gonna add this to the bowl. Excuse you. The objects get in the way. I like yell at objects all the time. Okay. Oh. Vegetable lo mein. Homemade. From scratch. So we're halfway done. That was the first half. Now I want these veggies to be extra good, so I'm gonna let them stay on longer. Okay, oops, halfway done. Now, just repeat. Very simple, right? Okay. Soy sauce, oh, that's teriyaki. I want soy sauce. And our vegetables. Okay, so the liquid's kind of like moving around, as you can see. You know what? I'll just scoot it into the liquid. Here we go. Oh. Some carrots. Oh, and some sprouts. Can't forget the sprouts. Sprouts. Look at that, I'm eating vegetables today. Is this on high? Okay, I put it up to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Now this is like killing the food, but long hair don't care. Speaking of long hair, my hair today, I get bad hair days just like all of you. Alright? I'm human, just like you. I wake up and I say, what is with my hair? Okay, so is this enough soy sauce? I think it needs more. Let's add a little teriyaki to make it interesting. Do they use, see, this is thicker. This is a lot thicker. Do they use teriyaki in Chinese lo mein? I should have researched. This is my, oh, okay, before the comments come, that's not real lo mein. This is my own creation of Chinese lo mein. Okay. Oh, it's very black. That's very black. Almost too black. This is so much fun. Cooking together. How many of you actually cook with me? I think a lot of you are already like halfway done your food by now, but I think some of you out there do like to cook with me, or you'll put me on in the kitchen while you cook and we cook and eat. I would love to know how many of you cook with me. I would have loved to see some, ouch! I would have loved to see someone, well there are people, excuse me, out there that already do cooking shows, but for whatever reason I never watched them when I was a teenager. Like, I wish I did, it would have been very helpful. See, I'm learning as I go. Oh, so exciting. Yes. See, it's turning black. All that water's evaporating. That's where the steam comes from. The more you know. Oh. Okay. Getting there, almost done. I want all the liquid to be evaporated. So we're just gonna keep mixing it around as if this was in a pan. Traditional stir fry, chicken lo mein, traditional vegetable lo mein. ASMR right here. And I say, it's a beautiful world. It is, it is, it is. And I say, we are here together. Where's that? Wait, when I'm done. What? Oh, like when I'm done.
Okay, you just question and add it. It's hard, but that looks really good.
Yeah. Vegetable, chicken, no, just Chinese lo mein. Doesn't it look like it? Isn't Chinese lo mein just noodles with soy sauce and vegetables?
No.
Mmm. This tastes so Chinese.
You have to pick up his mess.
Wait. How many of you are actually eating Chinese lo mein with me? It's probably prepared a little better than this, but then everyone's set. The roof's dripping. It just dripped on my back.
Yeah, that has water stuff in it.
You know, people say that the Chinese food in the United States, like what else described in New York City, the smells, it's not actually traditional. It's very Americanized. And everyone thinks that the Americanized Chinese food is the actual Chinese food. That could be cooked. Yeah, let's just say this. And now we turn this off. And we wait for this to cool. Well, actually, no. Yes. First, we're gonna put it into the bowl.
So how do you do this?
Oh, this is teamwork right here. Teamwork. Noodles be peeping. Look at him. He looks like an airplane about to land. He's like, ooh. He wants to come down to this is my lo mein. Mr. Noodles is over here, the uncooked. Could he have this? Birds can eat, here's a bug. Birds can eat mosquito. Birds can eat pretty much everything I eat on my diet except the bad junk food. So that's like 50% of my diet right there. But they can't have really salty foods. They can't have avocado and they can't have asparagus. So these are cooked noodles, but it just doesn't have the sauce. So Mr. Noodle can come down over there. Do you want to go down over there and eat some noodles? Here, you can go. Or you must stay up on me. Ouch, your nails. So we are gonna take these serving spoons out. I'm not gonna need them anymore because there's no one here to serve. I'm just gonna eat out the bowl. And I have a regular fork. Oh, get some carrot. Oh, crunch, crunch, crunch. So he's having his first bite. And my first bite, oh, the shadow. My first bite is gonna be right now. Oh my God, this is so good. It tastes just like, I did a good job for not really following any recipes. This is bringing back such good memories though, from having all my, It's so good. Let's get some vegetables. Let's get some fried veggies. The best dinner ever. It's so easy to make. So easy. So cheap. I mean, well, you can use frozen veggies, you know. If the broccoli and the cauliflower and the carrots are pricey where you live right now, I suggest just getting some frozen veggies and just frying the, pasta is cheap like everywhere in the world. I can't think of a place where it's expensive, can you? Maybe Africa, Ethiopia, I think it was kind of expensive. What are you looking at? You want some noodles? Can you say noodle? Oh, here, you can have this big long quiche. And I'll keep you nice and occupied. But he's been a very sweet bird today. Look at him, go. I have you guys to thank for getting his name. Because we didn't know what to name him. And then people in the comment sections brought up Noodle. Because oh, you dropped it. Because of how much he loves noodles. Can you say noodle? Noodle, that's right. And you guys were like, name him Noodle. That would be so sweet. And so, thank you to my sloths. You helped name him. So good. Mmm. And the nice thing about eating out the pan that you cook in is less dishes. Am I right? Hallelujah. Less dishes. All right. Mmm. In 4 days, the next president of the United States of America, wow, I sound so proper. The US president is announced. And let this election be in the history books for, you know, right, Mr. Noodle? It's just, I don't think we've ever, in a period of time, and remember when I was talking about the old people from Florida that I was talking to, the ones that voted for Eisenhower back in like a long time ago, we have never had such two highly disliked candidates from both parties run at the same time. Yes, you have the people that will support them and love them, and there's people that you can find pros in both, pros and cons in each. But in general, in terms of likability, more people have been bothered, PO'd by these two individuals more so than any other. I think a lot of people dislike George Bush nowadays, but it wasn't until after the fact. It wasn't so much as he was running. At least I don't think so. I could be wrong. Are you done? Bless you.
Okay.
Isn't he adorable? So, we just have to wait and see, and regardless of who it is, we have to wish for the best, right? Protection, safety, prosperity, better economy, fairness among all the people. I would never want to be president, though. Too much responsibility. Well, first of all, I'm naive when it comes to politics. Don't really know much about much things, so that's why. Let's change the subject, Noodle. What should we talk about today? Well, I was thinking back when I was in kindergarten at Holy Redeemer Catholic Redeemer Catholicness School. That was the name of the school. And anyways, in the art class for the kindergarten, well, they had many different grades, but for kindergartners specifically, they had a photo competition, a drawing competition. And I'm thinking of this because I asked Mr. Noodle for a subject. Excuse me. And I drew or painted, one of the two, a bird. And it won first place in my kindergarten class by the teacher. She kind of decided, you're going to represent the Holy Redeemer Catholic Redemption of Catholicness Church at the, the fair, the county fair or the district, whatever. And so I had to compete against the other kindergartners from around the Washington, D.C. area. And I don't remember, nothing really happened after that. It was just like an honorable mention, but I was selected to be there in the art gallery, and I painted a bird. I've always had fascinations with birds, even though I've never had a pet bird. I don't think my parents would have allowed it. Too much talking, too much pooping. That's right, you poo-poo a lot. Every day. See, Noodle. Say, can you speak for the Noodle? Okay. Every day. Oh my gosh, and I thought having Mr. Fufu, how many of you guys remember Mr. Fufu? Oh my gosh, poop, 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 poop everywhere. No. Oh, so cute. He says, yo-ho, yo-ho. How many of you have ever been whistled at while walking down the street? Kind of like that. Woohoo! Woohoo! It's a nice feeling, isn't it? But for some people, depending on who you are, the time of the day, your personality, you might feel a little insecure or embarrassed about it. I've been there. I've been times where I've been whistled at where I'm like, that's right. And other times where I'm just like, oh, wait, me? Or I just don't even respond, just ignore. Because, you know, some people used to whistle at me to tease me. More? Noodle. Here you go. It's like a big worm. Ew. So something has been on my mind, my little sloths. Here's the big story of today. Well, very, 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 very far away, there was an earthquake. And I have never experienced an earthquake. Something that you actually feel. Now, even in Washington, D.C., I remember being in college, and there was like a Category 1 earthquake, a little rumble. And I didn't even feel it. I remember sitting up in my bunk bed, and people were like, oh, did you hear about the earthquake? Did you feel the earthquake? No, I didn't. And I think in Pennsylvania, there may have been an earthquake too. But they're so small and insignificant. Now, Orlin he was raised half in the United States, half in Colombia. Colombia gets a lot of earthquakes. Chile. Okay, the worst countries for earthquakes. Any of you live in these countries, comment down below. Say, shaky sloth, there you go. Shaky sloths, where are my shaky sloths? So, California, that's a bad place. Chile, Argentina, Japan, ooh, poor Japan. Every time they get an earthquake, they get tumbled, it's very bad. And then they get the tsunami on top of that. Indonesia, gets some bad earthquakes. And I think those are like the worst spots in the world, those locations, because of where the countries fall on the plates that are... The Ring of Fire, says Orlin in the other room. So, growing up north, I've never felt an earthquake before. And I've always wanted to. And I know that sounds bad. You don't want to experience something like that. But I did. Sometimes you have to go through something that someone else goes through to be able to empathize with them a little bit more. I'm not saying that I couldn't, if your house came crumbling down to the ground. Didn't Haiti have a really bad earthquake? Or was that a hurricane? Some countries just get everything. They get hurricanes, they get earthquakes, they get tsunamis, they get everything. Drought. So, this happened last week. Oh, I have to restart the camera. Where you going? You want some more? This earthquake happened about a week ago. Say noodle. Say noodle. Noodle. Okay. And there you are. So this happened last week. And it was at nighttime, like 7:30. And for me, that's like bedtime. 8 p.m. I like to be in the bed with the electronics off. Sometimes I don't do that, but that's what I like. And this night I happened to kind of be doing that. And I remember I was upstairs. What was I doing? Oh, I think I was, because we hang our clothes upstairs to dry. And we just hang them on the ceiling, because the ceiling's a little industrial and has all these pipes and wires, and you can just hang stuff on them. So all of a sudden, I'm probably playing with my underwear or my socks up on the hanger. And all of a sudden, I hear the stairs, because we have a spiral staircase, and it goes ding, 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 ding. And honestly, I thought Orlin was just walking up the stairs that drip from the ceiling again. I thought Orlin was just coming up to say hello or help me with the laundry or whatever. But also I noticed at that same time the windows were rattling. And usually when it's heavy windy, they'll do that. So I was like, what was that? And Orlin was downstairs. And I'm like, were you coming up the stairs? He goes, no. He's like, did you feel the earthquake? I said, earthquake? Apparently, it was worse on the downstairs where Orlin was on the first floor. And he said things were spinning in circles. things were rotating, everything shook, and we had like a little decoration off the wall, come off the wall, and you know, a little piece came off. Some of the paintings tilted a little bit, like on the Titanic. And Orland went outside, and we checked with, you know, the neighbors and everything, and everyone's like, oh, did you feel the earthquake? Did you feel the earthquake? Did you feel the earthquake? It turns out it was like 10 hours away from us. It was like very far away, but all of the country felt it. Because Nadia, our friend Nadia in Bogota, which is a little closer to where it happened, but still, she's like 8 hours away from the actual location, 9 hours away, and she felt it on her 13th floor or 15th floor, whatever floor she's on, in her high-rise building, all the way in the capital. Right. And then there's people all around, everywhere. People on the border, like near Ecuador, felt it. So earthquakes might happen here, but all the surrounding areas felt it because it's one big giant plate. So that was my first time feeling an earthquake. And then Orland said, okay, well, there's going to be an aftershock. No, I didn't even know what an aftershock was. Assumption, okay. I wasn't born yesterday, so I'm thinking like, okay, it comes after the main event. And it's a shock, like a little wave and just a ripple. I'm like, okay. But Orland said this could happen between minutes, hours, or a day after the main event. So I'm like, okay, so sometime between today and tomorrow, we're gonna feel another earthquake. Well, we're gonna feel ups. I have to be so careful with this. The camera always flying around. So anyways, I'm like, well, look, it's 8 o'clock. The old lady's got to go to sleep. So I went to sleep. Well, Orland stayed up and he was talking to one of her friends, and he said he stayed up waiting for that aftershock. And sure enough, it came later that night. And he's like, you slept right through it. You know, the whole house, you know, the whole apartment shook. All the things on the walls were going around, making noise. And he said the parrots. I forgot the scariest part about the story. I'm very sorry, because this was days ago. You know, my memory. We have a sink upstairs where the bedroom is. And I remember before the earthquake happened, I did call down to Orland down the stairwell. I was like, Orland, there's cockroaches coming out of the sink. They're coming out of the pipes. And like, we've seen a few cockroaches here, especially when we first moved in, if any of you guys remember that. But we put down some poison, and we've kept them away. They sniff the poison and they stay away. But all of a sudden, all these cockroaches came out of the sink. And you would think I'd be really scared of that. I guess I've gotten used to the cockroaches, even though, like I said, they're pretty much gone now. But I was like, where are they coming from? And then the shake happened, and I didn't connect it and then Orland says all the time when he was growing up, his grandmother knew exactly when the earthquake was going to happen, because the cockroaches came running. They can sense an earthquake many hours before it even happens. Cockroaches are one of the only animals that will survive a big catastrophe here on this earth. The thing that killed the dinosaurs, the cockroaches were one of the few things to survive, besides many things in the ocean. But so they sense it. So if you ever see cockroaches come flying out of your pipes, brace yourself and go duck somewhere, dunk under a table. And also the birds. Remember the story, the parrots. Well, the second time around, Orland said the birds would start going crazy minutes before the second shookin' happened. So you sensed it, didn't you? So luckily, I don't think there was, it wasn't like super, super bad. It wasn't like a chilly earthquake. Huh? It wasn't like a Japanese earthquake. But things get destroyed, people get scared. It just amazes me that, like, people in California, tell me, you'll be in San Francisco, and there'll be an earthquake in like south of Los Angeles, and you'll feel it, right? So that part amazes me, that like we felt something so far away. So, oh, God bless your little heart. That was my first time ever experiencing an oh, God bless you. Are the noodles too much? That was my first time experiencing an earthquake, and I survived. You know, our house is okay, the neighbors are okay. Nowhere where we live is affected, but now I know what it's like. And I can't imagine being in one of those scary Category 8 earthquakes where their entire town or city crumbles to the ground. I can't imagine what that's like. And I know I'm getting more viewers from South America, so people in Chile and Argentina, Bolivia maybe, you know. And how many of you from Japan? All the places I mentioned that I think, the Ring of Fire. How many of you live in the Ring of Fire? 2184 Ring of Fire Lane. I would love to, you know, wow, I feel for you. That might be a little scary. I took a course in college called, it was an anthropology class. Noodle. And it was called Natural Disasters Anthropology. And can't really remember much of what I learned. The teacher wasn't very good. He was foreign, and has nothing to do with being foreign, but he wouldn't come to class 50% of the time. We always just sat around and there would be no teacher. And his accent was so strong, it was very difficult for all of us pretty much to understand what he was saying, because, you know, half the time when he wasn't there teaching, we would all just talk about him, be like, where is our professor? And when he's here, why can't we understand him? And the assignments were so just like vague, like read and understand. Like we didn't really have big reports. I think this was the year I dropped out, so I didn't even get a grade, or maybe I did and it didn't really matter to me. But anyways, I do remember reading about tsunamis and places around the earth, and people have decided, to settle near bodies of water, for example, because that's a resource. People just decide to settle near mountains because there's resources, there's plant life, and yeah, you can grow better crops, these types of crops. And so people are located at but the most important thing is water. If you think about all around the world, at ports, Italy, New York City, you know, all the major cities are Rio de Janeiro and Brazil, near the water. You know, we want to be near water, because before planes and trains, we had boats for shipping and traveling and transporting goods. And it comes with a price. You could die. You know, the hurricanes, the tsunamis. I remember we read something about Chile, but don't really remember much. The neighbors. Deliciousness right here. By the way, I want to thank some of you sloths out there that have been asking me how my teeth are doing. Because, you know, I thought about getting them pulled out. I thought about getting veneers. What I really meant was implants. Used the wrong word. Sorry. And because I had that tooth pain. And then I updated you guys and basically said, look, I was grinding my teeth at nighttime and I was creating pressure on my root. And I went back for the second x-ray and a second opinion. And they're basically like, your teeth are perfect. You should be proud of your teeth. You should have honor. And the guy was so funny. You should be proud of your teeth, your foreign teeth. Oh, you're from Pennsylvania? Oh, yes, I know Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. And so there's no problems with my teeth. And then we went to a different dentist and I decided to get a mouth guard. Now, I've tried all those mouth guards before. the ones from Walmart, the ones you get off Amazon, Dentech, ones that you use for like football practice, the big stuff. All of them, couldn't stand them. They fall out my mouth, they're uncomfortable, they're too big, they're too small. The expensive one, I mean, it's so ironic because I was told that I have a teeth grinding problem years ago from my dentist in the United States. And she could tell by looking at my teeth, and she said, do you grind your teeth? I'm like, I think so. And she goes, it looks like you do. So you need to get a mouth guard. And that's the reason why I've had history with trying out all those mouth guards in the past. But I hated all them, and I was just like, you know what? If they're gonna fly out my mouth an hour after sleeping, then I'm not gonna, no more. And it's uncomfortable. So, a couple years go by, and here I am again having teeth problems and pain. So I went to a dentist, and it was not cheap. Now in the United States, they're not cheap either. So it's just, I have to pay what I have to pay. And I had something fitted, I'm like thinking of the word formed, fitted to my teeth. And I remember the whole procedure was pretty funny. They sat me down on the chair, of course, and the dental assistant came over, and she went onto the counter, right? And she took this big metal tray that looked like the letter D, capital letter D, like this, but it's what goes in your mouth, this way. And she put this powder into the tray, this big letter D, and then she put liquid, and all started foaming and condensing, turning into this glue, this goop. And then she put the tray under my mouth and held down my face like this. And I had to hold it, and I was trying not to laugh because that shook the thing a little bit, and then my teeth wouldn't be aligned. So I'm getting a perfectly matched, aligned mouth guard, personalized to my crooked teeth, right? But Orland's right in front of me making faces, and I'm trying not to laugh. Noodle. So, like I was saying, sorry, I had to change the battery. So the process is done, and I have to return to the dentist in 2 or 3 days for when the fitting is done. And they only do the top, not the bottom. So I have this mouth guard, and I am so pleased. It costed a lot of money, chunk of my paycheck, but you know what? It's worth it if it prevents a root canal being needed. It prevents a fractured root or an abscess. It prevents my teeth becoming weak because I'm just grinding off the layers. And I remember when I played violin, professionally and unprofessionally, just for fun, even in the schools, I do remember that. I used to, because you hold it under your chin, I would tense up, like squeeze my teeth while playing, especially difficult passages, particularly like really hard runs, or, doesn't mean anything to you guys, but violinists, it would, I would just tense up. So I'm very pleased with it, and I love it. It's just another thing, part of my nighttime routine. How many of you would love to see a nighttime routine video from me? I know I'm doing this, I'm back to my mukbangs. If you would like for me to do something different, where I do like popular videos that are going around right now, like my nighttime nude. Oh, last night, remember yesterday, I told you about the night before that, where I couldn't sleep or whatever, and I had the Cliff Bar at midnight. How many of you remember that? Well, I stayed up and I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I watched Trisha Paytas on YouTube, and I watched her nighttime routine, and I'm just like, I can't stop watching. Why am I watching you? Why am I watching you take your extensions out and put lotion on your calves? Like, why? But I couldn't stop watching. I'm like, well, maybe some of you guys would like to see what I do to get ready for bed, because I have my goggles, I have my earplugs, I have my mouth guard, this mouth guard now. Here's one from my mouth. There he goes. So I'm very, very pleased. Those of you that have teeth grinding problems, or you may not even have problems or symptoms, but it's one of those preventative things that could cost you a lot of pain, a lot of money, a lot of aggravation, time, stress, and the whole shebang. All right? I think everyone should sleep with fitted mouth guards. There's no it's like B12 shots. Like I get B12 shots, there's no side effects from doing too much. There's so much. The pros definitely outweigh the cons in some of these types of situations. So yeah, how many of you guys have sleep guards, mouth guards? And if you have those store-bought things, I'm telling you, having it fit perfectly in your teeth is so comfortable, doesn't fly out. They said you'll have to get replaced once every 1 or 2 years, which I'm like, oh my gosh, really? But apparently they said the saliva eats away it looks like plastic. so worth it though. I'm very happy. I don't go a night without it now. Just like my goggles and my earplugs. Even if it's perfectly dark and perfectly silent, like when I went to the farm in Florida. Slept with the goggles and the earplugs, even though I did not need them. You know, creatures of habit. This lo mein is so good. William walked in here and he was like, "You barely ate." I'm like, "No, I really did. Trust me." Okay. Yes. 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 I'm almost done. I really am. See, it's all in my stomach right now. Oh, you guys, so the sweetest thing, you know, I'm not, this is not bragging or anything. This is me giving my feedback and kind of just like going off an experience I had and like how it illustrates how important your comments are and how much they mean to me. And someone left this comment, and since she left it publicly, you know, I'll show you what this person said. And maybe she'll like that, you know, maybe this person will be happy. And this person basically said that she found my channel and I'm helping her so much, like it's bringing so much comfort into her life, and she's going through some depression or something. And it's just like, that makes me feel really good. Like if this were in real life, pretend there's no camera here and we're just at a restaurant, we're like, "Hey, want to come over? Yeah, let's hang out and eat some food." What's the difference? You're just kind of watching me do it. You're just watching me ramble. But yeah, that feels so good. And this person's not the only one. I've gotten other comments similar to that, like, "You're helping me through like you know, I'm stressed or anxious." And the thing is too, you guys, I struggle through anxiety. I struggle with stress and dealing with stress sometimes. I get very, what word do I want? Very like, not scared, or just very, ooh, did you hear the thunder? Is that another earthquake? I mean, the windows were shaking. Sounds like Giant from the Jack and the Beanstalk. The Giant's coming down, because it's like boom, boom. You probably couldn't pick that up, but anyways, yes, so other people as well are just, it feels really good for me to get that, because I'm no different than you. I'm just like you, all right? Like, and know what I do to feel better when I'm stressed? I do the same thing you do. I go onto YouTube and watch or listen to whatever will help me feel better. For me, half the time that's music. Sometimes that's other YouTubers. But yeah, for me that's a lot. That's music after the... Look at you peeping. So we're the human experience. What can I say? We all feel the same thing in just different ways. No matter how rich or poor you are, you still feel miserable. Life still sucks. Bad things happen. You make mistakes. Parents get divorced. Your kids are being naughty. Christian, Muslim, black, white. We all feel the same stuff. That's why I love music, because it's like that universal thing that ties you in. We can all feel. Oh, sorry, I've tried really hard to avoid the scratching, because this is metal on metal. Ugh, I hate that sound. I've been very good, haven't I? Tried to, oh, there go the veggies. Does Noah want more? How about one more carrot? Noodle. Well, I'm full too. I mean, this is just scraps. The scraps. This is when you get a doggy bag, you take it home. But not for the dogs, for yourself tomorrow. You know, Orlin and I thought about getting a dog, but too much work. The birds are enough. And sometimes you have to You could want to rescue every stray dog. You could want to, every kitty, you could want to rescue every bird. But the smart people also step back and say, do I have the means to support all these animals? You know, I'm not just going to be that lady that takes in 20 cats but doesn't have enough money to feed them all or get them their shots or clean up their poop, and then you get lazy and then the whole house becomes a giant litter box. You know, we step back and say, you know, no. And I say, it's a wonderful world. Hey, hey, hey. And I say, what a wonderful world. And I am done. I will see you guys tomorrow for another eating show. So, I know what I'm doing in the experiment. Like I said, with the Californians, I'm going to be posting noon every day for a week at noon California time to see if it pleases those Californians. So, I'll see you tomorrow at noon for whatever time you get around to watching this video. And, excuse me, please give this a thumbs up if we had fun together. And let me know what you ate and all that stuff. You say bye to the slosh. Say goodbye to the slosh. Say bye-bye to the slosh. Oh, Mr. Noodle. Left step, right step, to the left, to the left. Everybody can shine, shine, mama. To the left, every mama shake, bang, shine, mama, wang. To the left, side step. Sheepy, side step.